Hello, everybody. Thanks for spending time with us today. My name is Jean Rolsvig, and I'm interviewing today Dana DeAngelis. We are both members of the Lighthouse Healers Network, and we're doing these videos just so that people can get a little taste of what we are about and see if it resonates with you. Welcome, Dana. Can you please start by telling us a little bit about yourself and how did you get to where you are today as an energy healer?
Thank you, Jean. It's great to be here and to be connecting with whoever is listening to this now and in the future. So my name's Dana DeAngelis, and I have my journey with energy work was due to physical issues that I was having in my in my body. I had a cancer survivor. I had a neurological condition that was quite debilitating, and I really hadn't worked in energy before all these things were going on with me. And I really sat there thinking, what what's going on? Like, why am I so out of balance? And before I discovered energy, I kept saying, like, I'm really off kilter, like, and I don't know why. I don't know how I got here. So along came energy work, and it just hit me like a billboard, like, wow, okay, there it is. That's what I've been looking for. Like, I just kind of knew something like that had to be out there, but I hadn't really been exposed to it. And the second I connected with it, I thought, oh yes, like, 100%. Like, I need this in my life. I know that this has been waiting for me. And so through the work that I've done energetically, um, have unwound these conditions from my body, happy and healthy, and these things are in the rearview mirror of my life, happy to say. And it was really just quite an astounding journey and quite miraculous, to have gone through it. And just, I don't know, honestly, like the what's the feeling like? Certainly the joy, but there was just like a something that lifted when I just felt like, wow, okay, there are answers and there's a way to help when you don't always maybe feel like especially the neurological condition I had. It was like, you're not really gonna get better. Like, it just kind of is what it is. And I thought it was terrible. And I'm like, no, like, no, I'm gonna have to go on with this for another like 50 years. I don't think I want to do that. So I thought I was really seeking. I needed another answer, and boy, did I find it. And so super excited and thrilled, honestly. Again, it very much in the rearview mirror, but to have found that and to found a path forward and to get my life back. And energy was the key.
And you were so successful that you wanted to share it with everybody else.
Exactly. Absolutely. I thought, wow, and again, I want to be the billboard. I want everyone to know this exists and this can help. And it's really,
Fabulous. Yes,
yeah.
my story was similar too. I think that we're all sort of on that same path. Now, could you possibly give me an example of a typical success story of a client that you've had?
Sure. So one of my favorite stories, and the first one that pops in because it really is, it's just one of my favorite stories, and it's always at the forefront of my mind when someone asks me this question. So I had a client who was very, very afraid of bridges, terrified, like had a phobia, and she had to go over a very large bridge to get to work every day. And when she called me, she said, I'm driving like 45 extra minutes to avoid this bridge. And with rush hour, it's just creating real havoc in my life. And I don't know why. I don't remember any trauma with a bridge, but what's going on here? And so we did a few sessions, and she called me after, I think it was two or three, and just said, well, she emailed me and said, you won't believe it. Like, I decided to do it, and I drove over the bridge and I did it. And I was like, yes, it was so exciting, to just have that something that was really inconveniencing her life, and to be able to change the energy behind what was making her so afraid. And she didn't even know why, right? And so that's what I love about energy work. Sometimes we're like, don't know why, I have no idea why I'm so triggered by this or whatever, and it's pretty cool because you can kind of get into the why. And again, this stuff is subconscious, and obviously someone might have had an experience in their consciousness with a bridge or whatever, but a lot of times we don't, and we're not really sure why we have this thing about us, and we're like, I don't like that.
There could be
So,
so many causes, not even from this lifetime, that could have been causing that too. And for people that aren't familiar with energy work, can you explain like what modalities you use just in general?
sure. So the first modality, when I first learned with all that stuff going on with me, was the body code. And so I'm body code, emotion code certified practitioner. And honestly, so that was helping me so much overcome my problems, my issues, that once I was in, I was all in. Like, what else can I learn? I just want to keep going so that I can help people. And I just was so charged up by this. And I just felt like I was meant to do this, right? I found my calling. So I also, so I do, I'm a Reiki master. I have, I do angelic healing, a modality called magical awakening, which is a Merlin based system. I work with the ascended masters and the angels. And I've studied probably 10 different modalities, and I blend them. I just, so I've taken what I've learned and just make it my own in the way. So working with angels, masters, my guides, excuse me, communicating with the subconscious of a person, and obviously communicating with the person, on a conscious level. But really, as I mentioned, the stuff that is really at the root of these things might be, as you said, not even from this life. How would we know that? Just if someone's coming in with an issue, or ancestral, so we can get to the root of all those things and just transmute that energy. So yeah, my work is definitely a blend of various things that I've learned along the way.
Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you. As we close, what other parting words of wisdom would you like for the listener to hear today?
So just, knowing at the root when we have things going on like the bridge phobia or whatever it is, um, physical, emotional, mental issues, and obstacles, the root of these things is trapped emotion, typically trapped emotional energy. Yes, there can be other things going on, but really it's, you know, we have a energy body and we have a physical body. And so when things happen to us, we're carrying trauma, we're carrying ancestral energies, maybe ancestral trauma, whatever's in our field will ultimately, if it's not removed, it can manifest in the physical. It's not always going to, but when but when it does manifest in the physical, we can go, okay, there's all this stuff in your field that needs to go, and then removing all that can allow the body to heal. So the words of wisdom is knowing that, just a message of hope about releasing, finding a practitioner to work with to help release those things that are hidden, that we aren't even necessarily aware of. And how, one thing that I keep thinking of is if you've ever gone to a chiropractor, they always have that pyramid, and the pyramid is like, do you want to, at the bottom, I just want relief from a particular symptom, and then you move up into total wellness, like it's like, oh, I just want to feel better like today. And so that might be a person who's like, oh, I have a knee problem, I just want that done, and okay, let's clear that, and off they go. But then other people are like, well, I have a lot of clients who are like, well, that knee feels better, but what else can we do, right? So and then once you really get into it, you're like, oh, how can I prevent things? How can I just be as clean and clear as possible to prevent things in the future? So that's when it really gets exciting. But yeah, so knowing that, whatever's going on has a root that can be identified and unwound is really the words of, I don't know, words of wisdom, but the words I just want to carry or share today.
Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And one further step after that, like, how did we get where we were, right? We started with a discomfort or a dis-ease, and then we were healed. And maybe perhaps we're lighting a candle, a little flame in everybody else, so that they, once they heal themselves, they may want to share that enlightenment with other people too. I want to thank you for your time today. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You can find myself and Dana both, and among other energy healers there. We're all uniquely different, and you can find us all on the website called lighthousehealersnetwork.com. And through that website, you can book with us and get access to so many different wonderful healers. Thanks, everybody, for listening.